Welcome to my channel. I want to share with you how I'm making these 30-06 762 by 51 pens for about $2, and also how I'm selling them for a profit as well. There's some good money to be made in these. They don't take a lot of work. They don't take a lot of time either. And you don't need all the tools that I have to build these. You can do them with very minimal tools as well. The first one I made, I buffed it by hand with some steel wool. I used a clamp to press the pen parts together. Yeah, you don't need a lathe like I'm going to show you here. You don't need a pen press. You can do it with what you have on hand. If they make great gifts, and like I said, I'm selling them and making a pretty decent profit on them as well. So let's jump into making them. All right, 1/8 of an inch drill bit or something around there. Doesn't have to be 1/8 inch, but something small, close to that. We're just centering it right where the firing pin. Next one is 1/4 of an inch, or about that. It can be a little bit smaller, but don't go bigger than 1/4. All right, and then we will end with 7mm drill bit, which is what we need for the pen tube. It's the last one we're going to is 7mm. All right, good. Now we're time to put some pen inserts in there. Next step after we drill the hole into the back of our casings, we're gonna be gluing in our brass inserts. These come with the pen kits that I'm getting on Amazon. I buy them in bulk. They work pretty good and best price I've found so far. Only thing is with these inserts is they tend to be just a hair too long. I don't know if you can see that. They'll end up sticking out just a little bit there, but I'll show you how we can fix that. And it hasn't been a problem yet. So the glue I'm using, this Gorilla Glue Clear. I'm thinking about switching to doing a 5-minute, like epoxy or the epoxy in the tubes. But this has been working pretty good. So what we're gonna wanna do is just put a good beater all the way around, kind of with the tip, push it down a little bit, work our way up. And we're gonna put it in toward from the back and then just twist it, pull it out, twist it again. Make sure you're pushing it all the way in there. And then just gonna, of course I forgot a paper towel, but wipe off the excess. I find that since these are just a hair long, I'd rather it be a little bit recessed in the front of the casing here and have the excess brass sticking out of the back, and I'll show you how we fix that after it dries. So we'll just do this next one here again. Almost gluing the wrong piece. All right, put it on the brass. You should get a good amount in there. Working it in, twist it in, make sure you get good coverage with the glue. Use a paper towel, I forgot one. All right, and then just recessing it in a little bit. And you got a hair sticking out of the back end, and that'll be fine. So we'll let these dry for 24 hours, and then I'll show you what we do next. All right, we're gonna get rid of that little lip of the pen insert right there. I'm just gonna use a file on a flat surface. I've also used sandpaper in the past. You just go back and forth. And then as you can see, we're down to a smooth surface. So that's how you take care of just a little bit of excess there. Now we're going to throw this on the lathe, polish it up. You could polish it by hand as well. You don't need a lathe to do this. I'm going to use this scuff pad. I think I got this from Harbor Freight, just to polish up the brass here. All right, as simple as that. You could use, let's see, I got a little bit there, but you could use some polishing compound after this, but this is the stage that I leave everything in. All right, so I have a pen press. I'm doing enough of them that it makes it so much quicker. You can use a vise if you don't have one. You don't need one of these. You can use a vise. You could use a clamp like this to press them together as well. This is how I did my first one. I didn't even use a lathe or anything to polish it. So just like any standard pen, I usually like to look at the tips here and see which one's centered the most. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll center up in just a second here. So just press that in firmly. We'll do the insert, so I'm not going to go past this indentation after the brass on here. I'm going to go right flush up to that. Now, when I normally do these, I do these all in like a process. So I'll drill them all at once. I will glue all the inserts at once, then I'll move on to polishing them all at once. So there we go. And then I'll put them all together at once, so I don't have to keep messing around with stuff. So that's the first part here. Then we're gonna go on to the next part of the insert. Now I just like to test fit this as well. Make sure that when it's pressed into place that the clip is going to be tight against the brass. Sometimes you don't want it to be, you know, sticking out here because it got bent, so you might need to bend it back. So once it's on there, you really can't do anything about it, but make sure it's going to be tight, which it is. Line everything up in there. Put the cap on. So like press everything in place. There we go. Put in your pen insert here. Why won't it thread? Oh, it's got the wax tip on the end, not allowing it to go in. There we go. All right, so there we go. Hey, we're in, it works. Pop on this end here and voila, you have your pen. Well, thank you for watching how to build these pens with me. Like you see, it's not hard to make these. It doesn't require a lot of tools. Like I said, the first one I kept it very simple. They make great gifts. I'm selling them on Facebook to my friends. I just put posts up there. Sell them for about $15 a piece on Facebook. Cash money, $13 profit each one. But in addition to that, think outside the box. I have a buddy who has a Matco tool truck. I'm selling these to him for $10 a piece, but I'm selling them to him at 10 to 20 pens at a time. So a little bit less than the price, but I'm getting more volume of sales there with that, and he's turning around and selling them as well. So I'm also helping him out with making a profit on some small items that he's making on his trips. Or if you have a gun shop or you're friendly with a local business that's not a chain, and this is something that they would be able to put on their counter and sell, and that they'd be interested, that's something you could look into as well. I'm working on a couple stores right now with things like this, some ideas that I have just for making some side hustle money. If you like what I'm doing here, drop me a comment, like the video, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.